ARMY is not ready for this. Jungkook finally speaks, and what he reveals about Taehyung will change everything. Is it really Taehyung who leaked the most private video of his life? Why is Jungkook's family drag along? This is a painful reality that has been hidden from the public. Is this the end of trust among BTS members themselves? Jungkook finally opens up. This is the truth that has been hidden from the ARMY. The reason Jungkook left this message is because Taehyung leaked the video of his meeting with the family in HYB. Why does the message feel like a farewell? Why does Jungkook's voice tremble, yet he tries to stay strong? Why, of all the possibilities, was Taehyung's name mentioned the loudest in HYB's internal whispers? These questions are no longer just fan speculation. Today, Jungkook himself finally spoke. And his words, splitting the sky of trust that has been enveloping the big-name BTS. What really happened behind the profound message Jungkook left a few days ago? Why does he look at the camera as if he wants to remind us, but also as if he is apologizing? And what makes the heart cramp the most? Why did the video appear at the same time as the leak of the most private footage of his life? The moment of an emotional meeting with his family, in a closed room of HYB, supposedly safe from anyone's spotlight. At first, everything seemed normal. Jungkook hasn't been showing up much lately, and when he finally posted a voicemail on BTS's official platform, ARMYs from all over the world immediately noticed something strange. The sentence hangs. His tone is flat, too careful, as if he is choosing a word so as not to provoke something bigger. But still, there are emotions that cannot be hidden. A tension that signals, this is no ordinary message. And then the video appeared. Duration 3 minutes 47 seconds. Recorded with a very unusual angle hidden, but too sharp to be considered accidental. There, Jungkook is seen meeting his mother, father, and a woman suspected to be his sister. They cry. They laughed. They hugged her tightly inside a simple room in the HYB building. But Jungkook's expression never looked so fragile. It didn't take long for observant fans to realize that the video was not for public consumption. The expression of the father, the cry of the mother, and the quiet whisper that had been heard all felt too personal to suddenly spread in cyberspace. And even more surprising, the metadata of the tape indicates one thing. The video came from HYB's own internal systems. The question is, who leaked it? This is where everything gets darker. Rumors began to appear. From former staffers to in-house media analysts, one name is starting to stick out. Kim Taehyung, is it possible? Can a friend who has gone through a dozen years of ups and downs together suddenly become the source of the most painful leak in Jungkook's life? Jungkook, in his statement that was eventually uploaded via voice, over without a picture last night, did not mention names. But his intonation and choice of words led to one almost undeniable possibility. It says, "There are things I didn't expect to happen. It came from someone I trusted very much. I don't want to blame anyone, but I was hurt. And I think the ARMY should know, trust cannot be built in the dark." It didn't take long for the ARMY to link the statement to a previous viral incident. Moreover, Taehyung himself has not yet given an official response. In fact, after the video spread, Taehyung remained active on social media by sharing personal photos that seemed to cover up the storm that was happening. Is this a diversion tactic? Or is it just a sign that he is holding something back? Another surprising fact. A few hours before the video leaked, Taehyung was seen leaving HYB's editing room. Internal cameras recorded his presence for 16 minutes in the room. No work schedule was recorded in his name that day. And what is even stranger, there is no accompanying staff. The room was a place of internal data processing, including footage of private recordings that the artist gave to the company as an archive. Coincidence? Or is something bigger going on? The ARMY is now divided. Some believe that Taehyung could not have done such a thing. He's not the one who would betray Jungkook, wrote one longtime fan. But on the other hand, there is a narrative that this is not the first time their relationship has strained. Some fans even revealed a snippet of an old video in which Jungkook and Taehyung had a cold face-off during a live broadcast. Are there any old, unresolved conflicts? Is their relationship indeed cracked? And we've all only seen the mask so far. Meanwhile, HYB chose silence. There is no official statement. There is no clarification.
No apologies.
And that only amplifies the wave of speculation, especially with the fact that since this incident, Jungkook's personal schedule was cancelled for no apparent reason. In fact, he reportedly refused to appear at an internal event that was supposed to be attended by all members. What is really going on behind the scenes, HYB? Is Jungkook preparing to take a bigger step? Is this the beginning of a separation? And the one question that haunts all the ARMY today: was the leaked video the main trigger for Jungkook's emotional message, which now sounds like a goodbye? A few days ago, Jungkook said, "I want you to know me not as an idol, but as an ordinary human being who can also get hurt." Now, after everything that has happened, those words feel like the last gesture. That the wound he kept was too deep for the stage, the cheers, and the camera light to close. Jungkook is injured. And the wound was not because of haters, not because of industry pressure, but perhaps because of betrayal from someone he trusted the most. And if it's true that that person is Taeil, then the K-pop world will never be the same again. That night, after Jungkook's voicemail rocked the entire fandom, the mood in the online community changed drastically. It's not just ARMY that's getting restless, but also many South Korean celebrities who have mysteriously deleted their old posts with Taeil. Several accounts that had been actively promoting BTS's V activities suddenly went silent. Like there's a silent signal being spread: stay out of it, or shut up forever. I ask this more than a personal conflict. Is this the beginning of BTS's internal rift that has been successfully hidden? A person from HYB's inner circle, whose identity was deliberately disguised, revealed to unofficial sources that Jungkook had indeed been harboring disappointments for a long time. The source said, since he returned from his overseas tour earlier this year, Jungkook has looked different. He became more closed, spent more time alone in the studio. And, the most noticeable, he avoids direct contact with Taeil. Was there anything that caused that trust to collapse? And is the leaked family video just the tip of the iceberg that has been covered so far? There was one moment that was captured by backstage cameras, a brief altercation recorded during an internal rehearsal concert last month. Jungkook seemed to pull Taeil away from the crowd of staff, speaking quickly, with a look of anger that could barely be hidden. Unfortunately, the video is incomplete. But Jungkook's lips could read clearly, "Why did you do that?" The words now feel like pieces of a puzzle that had been missing. And when it comes to the leaked private video of his family, more and more believe that Taeil is indeed directly involved, or at least knows something, and chooses silence. Public reaction. Crazy. Some of Taeil's fans tried to counter this narrative by stating that the evidence was not strong enough. They said that there was no clear confirmation from HYB, let alone from Jungkook directly. But the harder question is, why didn't Taeil argue? Why didn't he try to clear his good name? Wouldn't he, if he were innocent, stand up and defend himself? Taeil's silence now sounded louder than the thousands of speculations that were milling about, and not only the public is agitated. A BTS content editor, who once handled several official documentaries, uploaded tweets that were quickly deleted. Jungkook asked me to cut out one part of the video. I don't know why, but now I understand. Is the part in question a recording of his family moments? Was the request denied, and instead used by someone inside to harm Jungkook? Does HYB know and cover everything up for the sake of maintaining the group's image? Too many unanswered questions. Too many tears have been shed. Even the senior fans who had been following BTS since their debut began to express concerns they had never felt before. One big fanbase from Japan writes on their platform, "We've seen BTS get hurt, but this time, the hurt comes from within. And that's what hurts the most. The camera that recorded them all this time may have caught a fake smile. Forced laughter. A friendly greeting spoken only for the sake of fans, no longer for the sake of friendship." And if this is true, then this tragedy is more than a betrayal between members. It is a loss of trust that is the basis of everything. That a few days after the video leaked, Jungkook's own mother reportedly experienced a drastic health condition. There are unofficial reports that he was in shock and did not expect the recording to be spread to the public. For him, the video was not entertainment content. It was the last moment they were together before his son returned to the military camp. A moment he keeps as a memory, not for millions to see. Jungkook chose to remain silent. But his silence voiced more pain than 1,000 words, and the public began to speculate. Is he preparing for resignation? Is this a sign that Jungkook is no longer comfortable under HYB's auspices? Will he go his own W? A few days after the voicemail shook the fandom, the world seemed to come to a standstill around Jungkook's name. ARMY, which has always been known as the most solid fandom, was divided without a voice. Not because they want to choose sides, but because their hearts are forced to admit something that hurts the most. That perhaps, behind a smile with which they have been so proud, there is a sense of betrayal that can never be cured. And as word began to spread that the leaked video wasn't just a technical glitch, but the result of a betrayal from an insider close to the family, all eyes began to turn to one name. Taeil. No one really wants to believe. No one is ready to accept that VA figure with a mysterious but loving personality can hurt his own best friend. But the fact that began to unfold fact after fact made all the denials seem futile. In a world driven by truth and trust, there is no place for bloody secrets. A hype cameraman who had been in charge of recording BTS members' personal documentation submitted his resignation secretly. In a short letter that just leaked through an insider, he wrote one sentence that shook, "I can't record intentional injuries." And as the sentence spread to the global community, the world began to question, to what extent was the video leaked out of negligence, or precisely out of intent? More surprisingly, there is a strong suspicion that Taeil did not act alone. Some investigative fanbase accounts that have a track record of exposing K-pop's internal issues said that there were hands urging V to share the video. Internal political pressure, professional jealousy, even internal conflict strategies to destabilize the individual popularity of certain members are cited as motives. But who will benefit if Jungkook falls? Who dares to touch the main foundation of BTS, which has always been the golden face of HYB? And why now? An agenda? Or a new old grudge finding an opening to explode? What makes it all feel even more stifling is the timing of this incident. All of this came just as Jungkook was preparing to return to the military. In the South Korean tradition, going into the military is not only a mandatory period, but also a moment of reflection and honor. The moment was supposed to be dedicated to family, tranquility, and blessing. Not a wound. And now the video, which shows Jungkook's last moments hugging his mother, touching his father's hand, smiling while staring at his crying sister, has been shared publicly, cut into viral content, and even used for unofficial advertisements on TikTok. The most personal moments of his life, made a commodity. The question is, who could do such a thing if not someone trusted to keep it? Did Taeil not realize that the video was his mother's last request not to be published? Or did he know, but chose not to care? A quote from Jungkook that was once written in his album demo lyric notes now feels like a message from the past. Trust is not about how long you've known someone, but how strongly do you keep their human side when others choose to sell it? Suddenly, the sentence was like a spear thrust deep into ARMY's heart, and it is precisely when the public awaits clarification from HYB, from V, from anyone, that it appears instead a long silence, and a silence that increasingly makes everything scary. Several artists who are known to be close to Jungkook suddenly unfollowed Taeil's account. Even IU, known for maintaining neutrality in many conflicts, seemed to like ARMY's comments that read, "The wounds that come from the closest people are the ones that rot the longest." Do IU know anything? Or is this just a silent form of solidarity? Meanwhile, Jungkook still hasn't returned to social media. It does not appear on Weverse. Does not appear on Instagram. No updates. There is no live. No lyrics. And that's the scariest thing. Because in his silence, the ARMY heard a cry that he had not yet had time to let go. Amid the confusion, one name emerges that surprisingly takes a stand. Jimin. In an initially lighthearted event, Jimin answered one question from a fan. Do you believe in friends more than family? Jimin's reply, piercing. Sometimes, family is more loyal than friends who pretend to care. Is this just a general answer? Or is this some kind of signal that Jimin knows what's going on and chooses sides? If true, then the current dynamics of BTS can no longer be considered normal. There was a silent war, emotional warfare, and the war of faith. And just as all of that kept spinning in Army's mind, came